Morning, everybody. Brandon here with WX Live with another tropical update video. Today, we're going to be talking about Hurricane Melissa and where she will go next, as well as a new tropical wave that the National Hurricane Center is tracking, entering the Lesser Antilles as we speak. Expected to bring more rain to the Caribbean, so we'll be tracking that as well. Before we get going today, I did want to say thank you to everybody who was in the live stream yesterday. No video yesterday because whenever hurricanes approach land, we do activate our chasing mode, and we went into a live stream yesterday, and we got so much support and so much love. If you guys didn't catch that live stream yesterday, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the alert button so you always get alerted when we go live in the future. But yes, the amount of support and love in the live stream yesterday was insane. We had tons and tons of Jamaicans, thousands of Jamaicans in the live stream that were there. It turns out more and more people these days are using social media to get their live up-to-date news, which is great because it's always real time. So that's kind of what we're looking to do here, and it was great to see everybody in the chat yesterday. I hope all my friends down in Jamaica stay safe and kind of get their lives back to normal as quickly as they can after this devastating hurricane impacted their country yesterday. Okay, first things first, we're going to be talking about Hurricane Melissa here, which is moving to the northeast through Cuba right now. No live stream today, no cameras or any views to speak of because, well, Cuba. And it's about halfway through, 3/4 of the way through the island of Cuba right now. You got to remember, Cuba is a very mountainous island, so it's kind of wreaking havoc on the central core of the hurricane. Jamaica did a number on the hurricane as well. Yesterday, it kind of tracked in, hit Jamaica around the Black River area, then took a little veer towards Montego Bay, then another right veer across the mountains, kind of exited for over Falmouth, and then kind of went east along the northern coast for a second, and then went northeast to where it is right now. The mountains, I mean, it entered as a Category 5 hurricane, very, very strong, tight eye on it, and then about halfway, about 3/4 of the way through the island, that eye had all but dissipated and formed a new eye on the north side just as soon as it got over that warm water again. But the mountains really did a number on this hurricane yesterday, weakening it significantly, which lessened the impacts for the folks in Cuba today. I will say, though, as soon as it got over water, this thing has so much energy in it. It formed a new eye wall almost immediately and re-strengthened before it hit Cuba, but less strong than it would have been had Jamaica not impacted it first. Now, the mountains of Cuba are doing a number on it as well, and as it comes over the other edge, the National Hurricane Center is saying, it'll be downgraded to not a major hurricane anymore, but a Category 2 hurricane, which is happening right now, and then we'll have a large Category 2 hurricane come over the southern Bahamas later today. Okay, taking a quick look at our satellite image here, our up-close satellite image, you can see Cuba doing a number on the storm. No real eye to speak of right now, but just like yesterday, I'm sure as soon as it gets back over these warm waters on the other side, we'll see a quick re-strengthening before heading up to the southern Bahamas and then out to sea. Okay, taking a look at the National Hurricane Center official forecast track today. Current conditions right now, we're still talking a Category 3 hurricane with winds of 115 miles an hour, moving northeast at 12 miles an hour. As of the 5 a.m. Eastern advisory. And you can see as it comes out the other side of Cuba, it does lose the M and goes to the H, which means we're below a Category 3 strength, which is good news for our folks in the Bahamas who are all under hurricane warnings. And we'll kind of zoom in and show more local impacts here in a second of what you can expect in the Bahamas. But after it passes the Bahamas, this thing finally picks up speed. It's a fast mover just to the north of Bermuda. Bermuda does have some impacts associated with it, but by the time it gets here, it'll be more of a extra tropical system, losing some of those tropical characteristics, which is good news for Bermuda. And then it's going to take a quick pass past Canada and cause some wave problems up in here in the northeastern United States as well as Canada, and we'll go over those maps here in a minute. Mostly going to be a problem for seas and shipping as the wave heights reach up to 40 feet in some places as this hurricane moves north. Okay, here's your expected arrival times of tropical winds. We've got Wednesday at 8 a.m. to Wednesday at 8 p.m. Just like I said earlier in the week is going to be your impact area for the Bahamas. If you guys are going on cruises or on one of the cruises' private islands or just going to the Bahamas in general, your main impacts are going to be wind, heavy rain, and it's going to be Wednesday at 8 a.m. through Wednesday at 8 p.m. is going to be your biggest impact time. And for my folks watching in Bermuda, we're talking Thursday at 8 p.m. for the arrival of the tropical storm winds there. Okay, now we have a more defined forecast of where exactly Hurricane Melissa is going to go. We can kind of get into what the impacts are going to be for the folks of the Bahamas here. Like I said earlier, National Hurricane Center downgrading it to a Category 2 hurricane as it exits the northern side of Cuba. So what this is mostly going to be a wind and rain event, nothing that the Bahamas hasn't seen or can't handle before. Still a serious situation, of course, folks. You know, you don't want to be outside hanging out all day if you're in these islands when the hurricane passes through, but certainly not as dangerous thanks to the mountains of Jamaica and Cuba have weakened this storm. Okay, so what can we expect? Long Island, Crooked Island, Ragged Island, kind of the Exumas, you know, Rum Cay, places like that. You can expect 8 to 12 inches of rain over the next 2 days as the core of Hurricane Melissa kind of comes up this way. I think a lot of the wind impacts are going to be kind of relegated to the western tip of Crooked Island, the eastern part of Long Island, Rum Cay, San Salvador, places like that. The Exumas, you're going to get some rain today, 2 to 4 inches of rain. The wind impacts, it'll be windy, but it won't be too bad out there for you guys in the Bahamas. So if you're in the Bahamas today, this is kind of what you can expect as far as rainfall goes. Taking a look at the HAPS-B model here, just as to kind of see what kind of strength we're expecting. It exits the north side of Cuba, 963 millibars in strength, and kind of doesn't gain a lot of strength, 962, and then kind of enters that area of the Bahamas we were talking about earlier, the southern Bahamas. You see you got Long Island here and Crooked Island kind of in the more powerful part of the winds in the eye wall. Getting a lot of those rains from the bands. And it doesn't gain much strength at all and just kind of moves up into the Atlantic. Okay, let's see what the H-Wharf thinks. Same thing here where Cuba exits 958 on this one. And once again, the trend is similar, will not gain any strength, does not have time to gain strength. And also the Bahamas are shallower than the rest of the Atlantic. So not a whole lot of fuel there to gain at this time of year. Stays 959. And there you see this one makes it closer past to Long Island, Crooked Island here on the map, and then goes out to sea. Okay, this is an interesting thing to look at here. This is the GFS significant wave height. So basically this map will tell you, what are your wave heights looking like out in the ocean when it comes to Melissa. And I just want to show you this because I know I get a lot of viewers from the eastern United States, and they are very concerned along those beach communities about beach erosion. And as you can see, just far enough away from Florida that we're not getting these yellow colors, which would be kind of when we get into that beach erosion area of 11 feet wave heights or so. Just kind of keeping it green. The swells will be larger today on the beaches on the East Coast today and tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week as this hurricane passes by. Looking at waves of between 7 and 9 feet here on the East Coast of Florida and South Carolina and North Carolina as well. But what's really interesting is when you go up here to the New England area, you can see the hurricane is causing huge swells off the coast of New York, Long Island, and then into the Cape Cod area, right off the coast of New England there of up to, let's see, between 17 and 20 feet. And this is 8 p.m. on October 31st, so Halloween night as everybody's out trick-or-treating. We're going to be having huge waves out off the coast of New England. And I put this in here because I know we've got a lot of fishermen in that area of the world, and we want to make sure everybody stays safe. Check this thing out. Next day, we're talking waves of 25 feet just off the coast of Nova Scotia there. So pretty significant wave event this storm will be for the Northeast. The beach erosion for the Southeast and in the eastern communities doesn't look too bad. Get a little touch of it on North Carolina right there. We're looking at maybe 10, 11 foot waves, but nothing too bad. More of a rip current event than anything until it gets to the Northeast here. Where it would definitely be affecting some fishermen and some travel there in that part of the world. And then as it moves out over into the open Atlantic, you can see it just kind of huge storm for this sailors out there. We're talking almost 30-foot seas as it passes over the North Atlantic and towards the United Kingdom. Okay, talking about the grand ensemble here. Thank you to polarwx.com/tropical for showing this. This is what this thing usually looks like. Okay, so after the past couple days of looking at spaghetti all over, we finally got a really nice consensus of where this thing is going. Thank God, because this thing just did a spin down there in the Southern Caribbean for about a week. This is a very beautiful looking ensemble map as to where we think it's going to go. Take note, just north of Bermuda here. But like I was saying before, I think it's going to be extra tropical before it gets here, and definitely before it gets up here to the Canada area, as it takes a really, really close brush with Canada there. But it'll be significantly weakened by this time and be more like a winter storm that those folks are used to dealing with all the time up there. Okay, so finally getting to it, I want to talk about this new tropical system that's entering the Eastern Caribbean as we speak. It's right here. The National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on this over here by the Lesser Antilles. Going to be moving west into the Caribbean later this week, and right now we're not expecting any development out of it. But just keep an eye on the channel, guys. Well, I'll be covering this every day. What it is expected to do is bring more rain, more moisture into the Caribbean, which is the last thing they need right now. But right now, as far as a hurricane or a tropical system goes, we're not expecting much development out of this wave right now. Just to back that up, I wanted to show you the Euro model run. Here's our system down here in the middle of the screen, right over there by the Lesser Antilles. And if we move this forward a little bit, you can see Melissa lifting out and not a whole lot of development besides just rains and showers moving through the Caribbean with that new system we're tracking. But of course, you want to keep your eye on it. Make sure you guys subscribe so you always get the alerts and can stay up to date on the latest information on these systems moving in and out of the Caribbean. All right, folks, that's all I got for you today. Once again, it's been a really long week, and I really appreciate all the love and support I've gotten. If this is the kind of content you guys like, please make sure you subscribe, hit the alert bell so you always know when we go live into storm chase mode. And, yep, that's all I got for you today. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.